Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Noelle, and today, let's talk about swimming. Of the three disciplines in triathlon, I think it's safe to say that swimming is one of my weakest. I'm actually kind of a land animal because I started first running and then I already knew how to cycle from a long way back. And even if I actually knew how to swim already from my college swim classes, it wasn't really competitive swimming in a sense where you have to get across the pool really quickly. So it was slow, and I have to say that the technique was also not that great. So when I first started doing triathlon, my swim was the liability. I would usually come third last out of the water, and I would have to take the entire race through bike and run, trying to make up for lost time. I didn't think that I needed lessons, I guess, because ma-pride ako. I had gotten an uno in my swim class in the University of the Philippines. An uno is equivalent to like your A plus. And so I thought that I was okay. And then when I started putting myself up against other people who probably started swimming really young and competed while young, and I quickly found out that it was just not up to snuff. But that was in 2010 to 2011, and I didn't really do anything to make any changes. That all changed in 2013 when I signed up for my first half Ironman, a 70.3. The distances were a bit more serious than what I was used to. I was used to doing Olympic distance and shorter, so that Olympic distance is 1.5 kilometer swim, 40 kilometer bike, and a 10K run. A half Ironman is like 1.9 kilometer swim, it's almost 2 kilometers, and then a 90K bike and a 21 kilometer run. And I thought that, okay, let's just try to swim more. I had facilities at my disposal and I tried to swim more. The reality check was when I signed up for an aquathlon early in the year. It was the Aquaman Aquathlon run by swimbike.run.ph. So I did the swim. The swim was it was 800 meters. My pace per 100 meters was just a little under 3 minutes, which is kind of, it's not where you want to be if you want to be competing at the top of the field as an age grouper. And then I realized that I also had other issues with my swim where I wasn't really confident in the stroke. Previously, during open water swims, I would survive the swim by flipping over onto my back and doing a backstroke because I was just a head case. And so I finally realized I needed to get help. I went to a coach who was really well recommended by other triathlon swimmers. His name is Noy Basa. We got to work. I think it was twice a week at the Makati Sports Club. Our first session was all about him looking at what I currently could do. He took some video, and then we got to talking about the goals that we wanted to accomplish during our time together because we only had like X number of sessions available, and then lots and lots and lots of drills. It was almost like building a stroke from scratch, except that because I already had some sort of muscle memory from the previous lessons, the previous experiences, I had to unlearn some bad habits. One of the things that was really plaguing me was this crossover. So it wasn't really, my arm wasn't coming in straight, it was coming in across my body, which was causing me to swim like this through the water instead of pushing straight through. The drills, because I had gone to a coach, were very, very personal to what I needed to learn with my body. You can't really see yourself in the water, so everything's kinesthetic, and then the coach observes you and he confirms whether or not the stroke has been corrected. One of the ways that we knew it was working was when I did another race. It was this time the Triman Triathlon, also run by swinbike.run.ph. The aquathlon was in February, and then the triathlon was in May. And the swim in the Triman Triathlon was 1,000 meters. But you know what? The times were roughly the same. I took about the same time swimming 800 meters as I did swimming 1,000 meters 4 months down the line. Which means that I kind of chopped off like 30 seconds per 100 meters. Which is huge if you know your swim paces. The swim lessons that I've gotten from Noy were so valuable because, number one, they gave me confidence that my stroke wouldn't fall apart as I went longer. Number two, they gave me the feeling that I was capable of going fast instead of just floating through the water and just trying to survive the swim. So I was feeling pretty good about myself. Then we tested the swim in open water conditions at the Century Tuna 5150 in Subic Bay. And that one was a 1,500 meter swim. And I traveled roughly the same pace as I had during the Triman Triathlon, which was in a pool swim. So, yeah, the stroke held up, the pace held up, and I was feeling really good because now I could have the confidence that I could swim effectively in my half Ironman. And that turned out to be the case as well. That was my first half Ironman. It's still my fastest half Ironman, and I'm really thankful that I actually did get the swim lessons that I needed to fix my stroke. And until now, I'm still using the same drills that Noy recommended me to do. So here are my tips if you're looking to become a faster and more efficient swimmer. Number one, hire a coach, or at the very least, get your swim analyzed and get recommendations on what drills you need to do to be able to correct your stroke and your form. Number two is to get yourself into a position where you can have access to a swim facility regularly. So for me, I have a swimming pool in my condo complex, but I also have a membership at a gym with a 25-yard pool. So I don't really have an excuse not to go and swim at least twice or thrice a week. The last tip is you have to be patient. I get a little faster. I dip under 2 minutes per 100 meters now as I improve my swim fitness, but that quickly also degrades when I'm out of the pool for any extended period of time. So it takes time, it takes effort, and you're still gonna have to keep working at it throughout the period of time that you want to be a triathlete, because fitness is never static, and you also have to balance that with the other disciplines that you're doing, your biking and your running. So hopefully this peek into my journey through the sport has helped give you some insight on what you might need to do to find the improvements that you want. If you're just starting, it's always better to get the expert advice off the bat so that you don't waste time flailing about in the pool, not knowing what you're doing. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or anything, please put it in the comments box below and I make sure to get back to you. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to like, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!